This has been a long time coming.
After a process that started more than 2 years ago, the San Diego City Council voted unanimously to choose Falk as its new emergency medical services provider.
We have not seen this type of a turnover since 1997.
American Medical Response, or AMR, is San Diego's current EMS provider, but they were beaten out by Falk twice in a competitive bidding process with the city.
Falk's proposal received the highest score because it provides a higher level of service than the other proposal.
San Diego Fire Rescue Chief Colin Stowell says AMR and Falk's proposals were similar, but Falk offered an increased level of service.
Those additional staffing hours at just over 1,000 hours a day correlate to about 10 to 14 ambulances, depending on how you deploy those ambulances.
That could help stabilize response times and means there will be more paramedics working in the city at one time.
Anytime you're going to add additional ambulances means that you're going to need additional personnel.
Some council members questioned Falk's proposals, how they would pay for the increased EMS service, and if penalties to ensure increased staffing levels were enough.
I'm just worried that we don't have the legal tools in this contract to enforce a lot of these promises.
Chief Stowell says penalties will increase if any violations are not corrected and says there are other benefits too.
This contract is also going to give us the ability to enforce and mandate the staffing levels of the ambulance.
Falk's U.S. CEO, Matt Gallagher, told the city council the company is committed to San Diego.
The contract requires us to maintain staffing levels and maintain the rigs on the street. The CBA requires us to treat the employees in a particular way. And then third, our reputation is what we stand by.
Stowell says all of the current AMR employees will be offered jobs with Falk.
Nothing will change there except for the uniform that they wear.
The contract still needs a final approval, and AMR ambulances are not going away entirely. They still have the 911 contract for another 6 months, and during that time, Falk will ramp up operations and bring in new equipment.
Not only the new ambulances and new gurneys and new cardiac monitors, but the upgrades to the radios that are going to be in those ambulances. So this will be a delicate time over the next 6 months, because during this transition process, we need to ensure that there's not any service gaps.
Matt Hoffman, KPBS News.